Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm here with Staci.
Hello.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'm happy to be here.
So you just had a new baby. How old is your baby?
She is 7 weeks tomorrow.
So are you still off work?
Yeah, I'm still off work. I will get to be off until January, thankfully. So January 1st.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My work provides me 4 extra week on top of the FMLA.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. So once I get returned to work, I get those 4 weeks started, 100% pay. Yeah.
100% pay?
For 4 whole weeks.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So it's good that you moved to that job. Now, we used to work together.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did.
you were my boss.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I am glad that I made the career change that I did.
Yeah, I get it completely.
Yeah. Are you still sticking it out?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Yeah.
So I just wanted, in my sobriety, to be stable.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted, and I've been there for 3 years. So that is stability, but eventually I need to move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, find something else with better benefits and just kind of keep progressing, I guess, is what I wanted to say. So.
I don't know, 'cause sooner or later you're going to be so comfortable there, you know?
But there's so many people that quit and come back, and that keeps going in the back of my mind.
I did it 4 times. I did.
Yeah. So but I've done that at other jobs before too. I've quit and come back. So yeah, I get it.
It's something comfortable.
Yeah.
But once you break out of your comfort and you find something worth the uncomfort, you know, it's definitely one of those milestones, I think.
Yeah, it is. And this is definitely out of my comfort zone. I couldn't imagine myself doing something like this. So yeah, I'm really excited about it though.
Yeah, definitely out of my comfort zone as well. Especially being the first guest on your show.
Yeah. I love it though.
Yeah, I am honored to be here. Honored that you thought about me to invite me here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's just strange because when we first met, you're one of the first people that ever pegged me right. Like right off the bat. Yeah.
Really?
So that kind of impressed me. Like maybe she's intuitive or something or she can read people real well, you know.
I like to think so. Sometimes not so much though, you know. It just comes and it goes.
Yeah. Sometimes I think, oh, well, this person's this, and then it turns out not to be that.
Yeah, but I kind of turned out to be what you thought I'd be, huh?
Yeah.
That's great. That's really great.
Yeah. So we've been to. You've went out with me. Now I'm in recovery, but we've been to 2 bars together.
We have.
Yeah, and thank you for being like, I guess a sobriety helper, or you know, so I can go and do a couple things that I wanted to do in recovery and didn't feel comfortable going alone or anything, but I wanted to sing karaoke, definitely.
And we did that.
Yeah, we did that. It was I was so bad, but it was so much fun. It was so much fun.
Yeah, we're all pretty bad at a lot of songs.
No, you're good.
You think so?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no. I was always drunk when I sang karaoke, and it sounded good, but it's not really good at all. Now, you had one song that that was your song. What was it? It was a country song, wasn't it?
Was it a country song? I like to do Lips of an Angel. Oh, Gunpowder and Lead. Maybe it was Miranda Lambert.
I don't know that song.
Oh, okay.
I don't know country.
Oh, yeah. I don't know a whole lot. I know the country songs that I karaoke. This is yeah, I don't know. There are a couple songs that that I like to sing over and over and over again. I will never get tired of sounding poor.
Well, it sounds good to me.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it's just something that, you know, we used to do to pass time. It's been a long time since we've karaoke'd, actually.
I bet it has, especially having a new baby.
Yeah, having a new baby, and I don't know, you know, karaokeing, you do have to go to places that they just have open alcohol all over the place.
Right.
And my husband's also in recovery, so I just try to be supportive and avoid those places as well, considering I'm not really a drinker. That's why it was so easy to be a sober buddy for you, because, you know, I'm not really a drinker.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we went out dancing. I just wanted to go dancing so badly. I hardly danced though, but
I know, we
just
didn't.
a little bit.
Yeah, we shimmied a little bit in the corner.
Yeah. Shimmy in the corner. That's all I needed though.
That's all we needed.
But it was fun because it was around Christmas time, and it was just beautiful out downtown, and all the lights, and it was just fun to hang out.
Yeah, we took some pictures.
Yeah.
Some really pretty pictures under the lights. Yeah.
Played pool.
We did. That was fun.
I always think in my mind that I'm good at pool because when I was younger, people told me I was good. Like it would accidentally go in, or I don't know, and I look like I'm trying to figure out the angles of it and line it up. And I'm not that great at pool.
Yeah, me neither. I'm a lefty, so it's even hard to teach me how to play pool. So I just kind of had to teach myself.
Yeah.
I do okay sometimes, but most of the time, it's all luck. It's all luck for me.
But I went through a whole phase, like when my friends recommended it to me, like it's a cheap thing to do just to go out and play pool with, especially like with my kids or, you know, with friends. You can just go and spend a couple bucks and be done, you know?
Yeah, cheaper than an arcade.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, pool's really fun. I don't really know what else. That's really all there is to do at a bar nowadays. Karaoke and pool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Which I haven't, that was like a year or so?
Yeah, it's been almost a year since we've hung out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Time goes by really fast.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that as we were getting ready, or as I was getting ready to leave. I was like, because it's chilly out, you know? And I was like, the last time we
hung out,
about
this
was
time.
Cold.
Yeah, it was around Christmas time. Well, it was it was the day that they lit up the lights, so that would have been November.
Yeah, this month. A whole year since we've hung out. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
You're so much younger than me.
I know.
You're in your 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. And I'm in my upper 40s, so.
Yeah. Well, you know.
When you work with people, though, it's just different. I don't know.
Yeah. Whenever you join the real world, you learn that there are age gaps in all kinds of relationships.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You just meet good people, and they just stick to you.
Yeah, that's the job I'm at now, I love my coworkers, and that's one of the reasons why it's hard to leave.
I agree with that completely. Yeah, that was the hardest thing for me leaving, is because I was so, back to the word comfortable, around everyone around me. And it was definitely uncomfortable leaving and trying to apply myself for new places and meeting new people and just being in a completely different environment, but definitely worth it. Yeah. But the people at where you work now are great. They're just genuine and
good people.
Really good people. You know, I hope they are happy with what they do, you know.
Yeah. I was talking to someone about the fear of success, and I think that I've had that fear before, especially the way that I grew up, and being a woman too. So, but my sponsor, she says that if you no longer harm people and you help one person a day, you're successful. And my thought is, if I'm already successful, then what's my fear after that? You know, I'm already where I need to be, I guess.
Yeah.
At least spiritually, actively.
Yeah. I do agree with that. You know, as long as you're not hurting anyone and you can help one person a day, you know, you're doing as much as you can. Just always put your best foot forward, you know. They say that, but they mean it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how you get far in life, you know, just by putting your best forward. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be better than anyone else. You just have to be your best. So always try to go into it with a try not to let those fears overwhelm you, because it can be hard. I'm a very anxious person myself. Like, I'm surprised I'm on this show. Honestly.
Well, you don't have to ever watch it.
I might not.
I might not either. No, I have
might
to.
just post it and see what people think.
Well, see, that's the thing is, it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm supposed to do this.
Yeah.
It kind of came about strangely because I used to recommend people, oh, you should do a podcast. You should do a podcast. You did too.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just have to take your own advice. But I didn't even realize that I got a free course to figure out like what you want to do in life or what your purpose is, that kind of thing. Which I know mine's to be a mother and to help women recover from alcoholism. I know those purposes, but I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do beyond work right now.
Yeah.
So I did this. It was like a 2-week intensive, and it really helped me because it helped you to find what's your personal values and what to do. Like yours are going to be different than mine.
Yeah.
So, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But if I try to live by your personal values, it's not going to work for me. I'm not going to be as happy as I could be.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's not that I have to do those every single day because some of them are like fun. I can't. Every day can't be.
Yeah.
You know.
Every day can't be a yes day.
Right. I have to balance it out. But for a while it was a little bit, and then I was off balance. But I'm more balanced now. But balance is one of them.
Yeah.
It's one of my values. Yeah.
Yeah.
Balance. So in all different ways. So.
Yeah.
So, but what came out is like, oh, okay, this is what I want to do. So, but that was probably March. Now it's November.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Take some time to just take that step.
To take the first step, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more like a jump. Because like once you're over it, like then it's steps. I feel like the first step is actually a jump.
It is huge. It's
Yeah.
like, it's this. It's kind of like, it's not like this, these steps back here.
It's like a cliff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love the background that you chose.
We're kind of
this
in the
as
woods
well.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
When we
really
go in the
nice.
bathroom, we're at the ocean, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've really done something with this place, Lori.
Yeah, but it's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to a lot of it was given to me. I had a plan, but then things were given, and then I had to I'm like, it's just going to be its own thing. Just kind of let it be its own thing, see what happens.
And I think that is kind of more you rather than just a set theme of something. You know what I mean? It fits your personality better.
Well,
in
thank
my
you.
opinion. Yeah. To just be a little mix of everything.
So how have these 7 weeks being off, how's that been?
It's been a little crazy. First 2 weeks were really crazy, dealing with my husband's addiction, and he left me for rehab for 30 days. I say he left me, but I mean, I know he was going to better himself, but
Right.
it still feels the same. From my shoes, it feels like I'm being abandoned, but 30 days came and went. He's back, hopefully in a better mind, better self. It's been a week, and so far so good.
That's good.
7 weeks is a long time, man. 2 weeks before he left, and then he was gone for 4, and it's been a week. I just can't believe that. You know what I mean? It all flies by. Soon it's gonna be January, and I'm back to work. Like, what is this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it can go by. I don't know. Sometimes it feels like time slows down. Like if you're waiting on something, like you really want something, and then other times it just goes by real fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Time is a scary thing. Yeah. So, Jean, that's her name. She is just the sweetest little thing. She loves her daddy, so.
She looks like you, and then your little boy, he looks like his dad.
I know, but I feel like she looks just like Archie whenever he was younger.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see him when he was younger, but
Yeah.
I just saw her today when she was sleeping, and
yeah.
she looked like you.
Oh,
So.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you. That's not the first time I've heard that, so that's really nice to hear, because I do always hear the, oh, he looks like his daddy compliments, and that's fine. I like the way his daddy looks, obviously. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to have the boy with his genes and the girl hopefully with my genes, and
Yeah.
we'll just have our own little happy family is what I'm praying for.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know if we just both put in the work, because it's not a one-way street, no matter how you go, how you look at it, whether one person's dealing with addiction or not, like it's not a one-way street. There's things that I do that have hindered our relationship, and we're working on those as well,
Yeah.
So, but hopefully the next 7 weeks are a lot better than the first 7 weeks. That's all I can hope for. Just moving forward, and just trying to be open with our communication. We gotta have open communication, even though I don't really know what that is most of the time, but because I just like to shut down and be quiet. But
Yeah.
or I like to be loud and say everything that's on my brain, and that's not good either. So
I do both. I
Yeah.
do both those too.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, I don't want to hide what I'm thinking, but that's not always good.
Yeah, and then
But-
whenever you're not mad anymore, and it's like, man, those things I was thinking was really mean. I shouldn't have said those, but yeah, that's life.
Yeah.
You do a lot of things that you can't take back. Don't do things that you wish that you did. It's crazy. This life that we all walk. It's different for everyone, but still the same kind of shitty at the same time.
Yeah. Well, it's just so hard that people think differently than I do.
Yeah.
And they've had different, even if we're very similar, they could have a completely different perspective, and it's hard to keep that in mind, especially men and women.
100%.
Yeah.
Because it it wants to drive you crazy that somebody's not going to see something the exact same way that you do.
And not understand you, even though you've laid it out completely.
Especially if it's something that feels factual to you, but is just opinionated to them, which is just crazy. All the different perspectives that you can see and hear, and all I can do is just try to make it to where I'm open enough to hear those perspectives without such a closed mind, which is hard.
Right.
Yeah, because it drives you crazy, because you want to say these things, sometimes you want to catch an attitude, but you just really have to try not to. Yeah.
Well, see, when I get like that, I call my sponsor or somebody, so she can give me a different perspective.
Yeah.
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 We call it spiritual fitness. Like if I'm not spiritually fit, she probably is. If she's not, then somebody else is, and can give me a better perspective than the one I'm in.
Yeah. I definitely need that. Everyone has that. Mine would be one of my best friends. But I don't know if we always have the right perspective. How
She
friends
disagrees.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need that though.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was right. Of course I'm right.
Yeah.
Of course you are, Staci.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, but it's good to have people in your circle that think different than you. Those people are valuable to me, especially if they can do it respectfully. Like I try to do it respectfully, they can try to do it respectfully, and we can just make a better world for ourselves. Yeah.
Well, I know just for me, like wanting to change, I would have to catch myself doing it. Somebody couldn't tell me. I would have to catch myself, and that takes a good amount of awareness, and that takes a lot of time. And you have to want to be aware of it. Do you see and want to change?
Yes. I can compare to that through like judging people, you know. You really have to catch yourself, because it's something that I've been trying to change since I began my walk with Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And I really just want to be less judgment or less judgy. I don't really know what the word I'm trying to think of, but in order to do that, like, I just have to catch myself in the middle of it, because I say I want to be less judgy, but then I'll see like a really, really goofy looking person walking around at the place where I work now, and I just like my brain automatically is just like saying something mean or giving a dirty look, and I really try to catch that and just turn it into like a more positive outlook, like, wow, they're really bold for that, you know what I mean? Like, just try to turn it into something that's more uplifting than bringing them down, because it's like, you can think something's goofy or crazy or just weird, and it not be judging, you know what I mean? You can just appreciate the weirdness of it, and that's something that I've really been trying to learn, is to appreciate the weirdness, appreciate just the everyday differences that people carry around with themselves. Yeah. So.
Well, I've had instances where I've judged someone and then realized either they were special needs or autistic, and then just started crying. Like, just feeling terrible.
Yeah, I guess that's a really quick lesson to learn.
Yeah, it's just like, just immediate. And then I realized, and I'm like, oh, and then I have to go tell someone, you know, that I've done this, and then ask for forgiveness, you know.
Yeah, because you feel bad.
Yes.
But it's good to feel bad about it, because at least you know. Because if you didn't feel bad,
there's something wrong with me.
You'd be kind of crappy. Yeah, and there's people that like knowingly down people with disabilities and make fun of them, and they're just not there in their growth yet, I guess.
But it was just like, the instance was, it was just auditory and no visual. Do you see? And I'm like, what's wrong with, you know, and like I make a comment, and then I'm like, oh, what's wrong with you, Lori? What's wrong with you? Yeah.
I completely get that. Totally embarrassing. Especially whenever you have to face them after something like that.
Well, I mean, if I go through my process, I just feel like it's part of like the Holy Spirit just kind of cleaning me out, like showing me this. And I don't take it, I know not to take things too hard and feel too guilty, because guilt will make me drink.
Right.
So,
well, and they say guilt doesn't come from up above. That's something that's the little devil on your shoulder trying to get you to mess up and wanting you to feel guilty so you will mess up. Yeah, so if I hold on to like guilt or shame or anything like that, then I'm at risk, and I know not to do that. So, or do my best not to do that, because I know I'm forgiven. So even if a person doesn't forgive me, I'm forgiven. Right.
So
100%.
But it's not always easy.
No.
No, it's not.
No, and forgiving people isn't easy either. I don't know how we would do it if we didn't have a good example to look after or to look at. Just because we don't want to forgive people that hurt us. No,
but then we're holding on to our own.
Yeah, and then we just re-hurt ourselves over and over again.
Yeah.
There's still a couple people in my life that I don't know if I've forgiven completely.
Yeah, there's a couple, but the thing is they have not harmed me. They've harmed somebody I loved.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but but even people that have seriously harmed me, I've prayed for them.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to harm somebody else. That's the thing. Like, if you are happy, peaceful, have good things in your life, things going, you're not out harming people all the time.
Right.
So.
Right. Well, for the most part, I think that there are people out there.
Yeah.
There are people out there that just are happy with hurting people, but
they're sociopaths or narcissists or something.
Yes, there is something wrong with them. Yeah. There are some crazy people in this world, for sure. Just kind of shows you you know. And the world just keeps getting crazier. It's like people just keep getting crazier and crazier as the generations go on, which is scary because, you know, I just had children.
Right.
And they're going to be growing up in those generations. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. And that's really scary. Like, all the things that you have to worry about nowadays, like shootings and, like, crazy viruses that are here one year and gone the next.
Right. It's hard as a mother not to fall into worry.
Yeah.
But I had one, like for recovery you have to make a fears list. And one of them is my youngest son driving. It's not my oldest son driving, even though he's had a wreck, but he just has more experience.
Right.
But there's some reason, and I'm like, I can't do this because I'm putting worry on him. And I don't want to make him afraid to drive or even be in the back of his mind, that kind of thing. So I'm like, once that thought comes up, I'm just like, no, you know.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
Yeah.
He knows how to drive. It'll be all right.
Yep, that's something I have to tell myself multiple times a day. It'll be okay. Like, it will be fine. Just gotta move on with it. Get the, like, you can think the bad, just don't keep thinking the bad. Just get it in, get it out. You know? And that can be really hard whenever you have a brain that just fixates on things like that. So, it's hard to bring in the good.
I had to train myself to see the good because I really thought when I lived in the halfway house, I thought I was being honest, authentic, all that by complaining. Like all my thoughts were complaints, all of them, and I thought that was the truth. I really did. I thought that was the truth.
You thought you were just being honest and straightforward?
I could see something good, but I saw something bad and I had to bring that up.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
I can really relate to that. Yeah.
But I felt really irritated all the time, which is common in early sobriety, to be irritable and just not feel that great. You know?
Yeah.
So,
you're resetting up there. Yeah.
So, and then it took me a long time to surrender, and I don't know that I'm fully surrendered.
Yeah.
Completely.
Yeah,
So.
it's because you're such a, I don't even know what to think of. It's like you would be one of those girls that would go to like, it's like the Peace War, what is that called? Oh, Peace Corps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like strong-willed.
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
That strong will got me in trouble, though.
Yeah, it did.
More than once.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does that sometimes.
Yeah.
That's
Strong
like,
will or confidence? I don't know. Like strong will kind of thing.
Probably.
But yeah, I could do something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have like part of me that's real insecure, and then another part of me that's okay. I've lived through this, and you know, all these things, and I'm here, and I'm okay. You know, so that gives me confidence.
Yeah, I think that's just the little insecure self is just the old Lori still hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, and you're.
Yeah, she
this
hangs
is
out a
new
lot
Lori.
sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay, because she'll always be a part of you.
Right.
You know, and she's the reason you are who you are today, and that's what I tell myself too. You know, I got little Staci in here too that tries to hold me back and take me back to my dark days, but. We're sticking through because new Staci's on the outside. Yeah. So she'll always be there, and we'll always need each other. You know what I mean? Because at the end of it, you know, we're all we got. But well, other than God, of course.
Yeah.
But here on this earth, like we're all we got. So, yeah, you gotta fight for yourself, and you just gotta want better for yourself.
Right.
Yeah, always go for better. Don't just sit in the mud, basically, you know. So.
Well, if I try to sit in the mud, I'll get kicked out of the mud. See, this is what, you know, God's like, come on, you know?
Yeah.
Well, like, I had a 4-year plan. I thought I'd just take it slow in recovery, so I just stay sober. And I had a problem trusting God. So that took me a long time to really, from the heart, love God.
Yeah.
But it was because of my past,
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the things I did, I mean, they're, I set the ball in motion kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, so like I blocked myself off, and it's just like some of it had to, move out of the way, for me to be able to do that.
Yeah.
It was recent. And I'm over 3 years sober.
Isn't
So,
that crazy? Congratulations,
Yeah.
by the way. Because I thought it was just a little over 2 years, honestly. That third year just flew by.
well, I was at a restaurant that I used to drink at last weekend. And the manager, he remembers me. I don't know what I did at the restaurant, but I would go there a lot. And I went to all the restaurants and drank a lot. But he's like, "Are you still not drinking?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "It's been a long time." He's like, "How long is it?" And I'm like, "It's 3.5 years." And he's like, "Oh my gosh," And I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's a long time." It is. I mean, I feel like I'm early in sobriety, but I guess I'm comparing myself, because I'm around people that
Right.
some of them have, a decade or so.
Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
something my husband said that he learned in rehab is that you cannot compare yourself.
You do, though.
You will.
Yeah.
You will.
Yeah.
But it's best not to.
Mm-hmm. But it just things kind of hit you, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Here I am, I'm sober and I'm living on my own, I still have lots of steps to take,
I know.
but I was afraid to live by myself.
And now here you are.
And I'm
You're just
fine. Yeah.
crossing those fears off the list,
Yeah.
Yeah. I was also terrified to live by myself, and I did it for a month.
Oh, yeah.
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 I was all by myself every night. It was terrifying because nights are the worst for me because it's dark out and people can see in and I can't see out,
Yeah.
It's just crazy things like that that get in my head. It's like a horror movie. Like my brain is always like making up horror movie scenarios in my head. I don't know what it is. But I did it for a whole month and I was really proud of myself. I really feel like I flourished as a mother too, just learning how to do it as a single
As a single mom.
Yeah,
kind of.
I don't know how women do it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Some people make it look real easy.
Yeah, some people make it look real easy, and then some people make it look real hard. And as a married woman, maybe before I was like, oh, it's not that hard, but I've seen it. Like I did it for a whole month. It's hard as fuck. Yeah, always being needed, like having to wait till bedtime to shower. What is that? You know what I mean? Yeah, it definitely taught me a lot of things about myself, like just how to be more patient and to just walk away, and actually taught me how to pray whenever I'm in frustration because I didn't really know how to do that before, but being by myself with a newborn and a toddler, I definitely learned how to pray out that frustration rather than exploding like I would want to do.
Right.
So, yeah. It's hard being by yourself.
I was not by myself, but with 2 kids, I remember having anxiety so badly that I had like IBS, or I would get these horrible cramps where I couldn't move, and I had 2 kids to take care of, so I would just put them in bed with me. That's what, we would watch TV or something, but that's what I'd do. And my former husband, when I was married to him, sometimes I'd have to call him and be like, I
can't do anything today.
Yeah, I can't do anything. There's nothing I could do about it. Of course, there was something I could do. I could ask for help. I could have went to the doctor, but I didn't do any of those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Because your brain was just telling you, like, this is it.
Yeah. Just suck it up, Lori. Just suck it up and get, you can get through this.
Today.
Get through it. Yeah.
Yeah, just get through today. Yeah. Anxiety is a bitch.
It is.
It's like, like you said, you just pick the kids up and you put them in bed, you watch TV, and that's all you do. But your brain is just going on and on about, like, laundry needs to be done. Dishes in the sink.
You can't relax.
The floor needs vacuum.
I live by myself. My brain does that anyway. None of that has to be done.
Yeah.
Now, eventually it does because it becomes a reflection of what's inside. I'll get all
cluttery on the inside. Yeah.
Yeah, because I can be messy. I'm the messy one. Like, yeah. But I clean up after myself. That's the difference.
Right. Yeah.
But I'll come home from work and I'll just throw things.
Just get undressed where you are.
Yeah. And then I'll leave things out and then I'll be like, gosh. Yeah.
Right. Try to invite somebody over and you're like, oh my God, I need to clean.
Right. But I didn't this time because I'm okay.
Yeah, it looks great in here.
Yeah. So I used to have to, nothing has to be perfect anymore. I can make mistakes and it's okay.
Yeah.
Not 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Making mistakes isn't too bad though. As long as you can own up to it, I feel like.
There's a lot of freedom in it.
There's so much freedom.
There is. If you are allowed to make mistakes and just say, you're sorry. Well, in recovery, you change your behavior, you know. But it just goes a lot easier. Life's a lot easier.
Life's a lot easier.
You don't have to be all defensive. Like, oh, I can't. Oh, yeah, I did that.
Yeah,
I did it.
Yeah.
I won't do it
That
again.
was really crappy of me, or really stupid of me. Yeah. That's definitely something that I'm glad that I learned early in life is that if you can just own up to your mess ups, like it is just so much easier. And I honestly think that there just shows so much integrity in a person whenever they can just mess up and say that they messed up. Because like nobody wants to throw other people under the bus. Nobody wants to point fingers or anything like that. Life is just so much easier if you're like, yeah, I did that, my bad. Like,
well, just as an alcoholic, I pointed the finger all the time.
Oh, I know how it is. I've never.
But it really looked like the other until I wrote it all out and did everything I was supposed to, and I still do it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. But when I can find my part in it, then there's freedom in that because then I have my power. If not, then I'm giving away my power to somebody else. Do you see? Yeah. So what they can control my mood, like that's not okay.
No.
But it's human. If I'm around somebody that's real angry, I'll be like, Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It makes me angry.
Right.
Yeah, and then like before my husband went into rehab, like he's been actually really good about controlling his temper outside, but like before, like if he would get mad about something little that happened around the house or with the kids or the dogs, like, and he would just like get so angry, he would just start copping an attitude. Guess what? I was copping an attitude. Like we were not happy that evening.
Right.
Yeah. It's hard to not do that. I thrive off of other people's energy, and I don't want to.
Well, it's hard just to say, I'm angry. Yeah. And I'm just angry.
Yeah, that's something that I've been teaching my son. I tell him, because like, as a parent, you're going to get mad at your kids. And I tell him, I'm like, you're making me very angry. And now it gets to the point where if I tell him no, or he doesn't get his way or something, he just pouts his face at me and he said, Mommy, you're making me very angry. I'm like, that's okay, buddy. Like, you can be angry, but we're still not doing that thing. Like, you're still not doing that, or you're still putting it back, or we're still leaving. You can be angry, but we're doing this. Like, and
when I saw him, I was in the car with you earlier. We weren't hanging out, but you did pick me up. But I was looking at him, and he was pouting to me, and like, does he know what's going on here?
Yeah, he'll say when he's sad. He'll say when he's angry.
He was going.
Yeah, I don't remember what that was about. I don't even remember what that was about.
He didn't say anything. He was just like.
Yeah, he kind of just woke up from a nap. Maybe that's what it was or something. I'm not really sure. He is a very pouty boy, though. He definitely gets like his emotions from me, I feel like. I mean, he's got his daddy in him too, but I definitely think the attitude comes from me. It's so funny. Like, he really will. He'll just do everything that I do. Whenever we were at the hospital visiting my grandma earlier, she had spine surgery a couple days ago. We were there for a few hours, And then he comes to the chair and he starts pulling on my leg, telling me to get up, get up. He's like, I want to go home. I want to go home. And I just brought back flashbacks from my grandmother, like always just hanging out with friends or playing cards or something. And I'm sitting there like, I want to go home.
Yeah.
I'm bored. Let's go home. Like, why are we still here? We've been here forever. Let's go home. Yeah. Like, I used to do that to her all the time. So it's kind of my little payback, I guess.
Well, my oldest son is the most like me. He's the one that he can trigger my anger faster than anything.
Yeah.
It's like a mirror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny how they do that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And then it's just like you have to practice your regulations before you can even start to get them to regulate, you know.
Well, he's an adult. I mean, he's not flying off the handle or anything like that. But there's times where I'll say something or I want to, or something that sets him off, and then it's like, I mean, nothing happens, you know, but I could just feel myself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, like you want to return that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am not really looking forward to the teenage and adult years. I'm happy with well, I'd be okay with Gene if Gene was a little bigger and more independent, but Archie's like the perfect little age for me.
I think the biggest battle for me and the kids, well, just with my oldest, did not want to go to school.
Yeah.
I didn't have all the like juvenile delinquent type things. I didn't have those issues. But he did try that. He's just going to stay in bed. He's not getting up.
Oh.
Yeah.
And what did you do?
I said, I'm going to call your father. And that got him up. That's pretty much all I had to do.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
My grandma had to actually pour cold water on me once. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because there was no father to call, so it was just little old grandma. I mean, she could threaten to call my mom, but that would make things a lot worse. So that would make my attitude a lot worse. I'd be like chaining myself in the room at that point.
My dad would come in and sing to me, and it would just make me, I hated it.
Yeah, that's funny. At least it got you up.
Yeah, it got me up. Of course, you know, he's still with us, but strong man. So that was his nice side. I didn't want to, push it to the other side.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Maybe I'd fuss a little bit, but that's about all that would be tolerated.
Yeah, that's why I am just hoping to keep our family as whole. You know what I mean? Because broken families, it's just hard to come from one of those. Not having a all their mother and all their father, or in my case either. So, I think it would really help our children in staying emotionally healthy and hopefully sober. Because, you know, whenever it comes to coming from parents of addiction, like you got a 50-50 chance whether you're either going to hate it or you're going to love it so much you get yourself in trouble.
Well, I hated it, but then later on,
that's scary for me because, like, I'm never going to know, am I? I'm never going to know which statistic my kids are going to be.
Well, I mean, it's kind of known that women just kind of go and then but that wasn't me at all. So I'm atypical, I guess, for a woman, because it took me a long time. When I had kids, I stopped, but I substituted exercise. I exercised way too much for me. I'm mentally obsessed about. That's all I thought about. Exercise, Yeah, there's a mental obsession with whatever you're substituting for. So, like, sometimes I would exercise at midnight. Like, come on, it's nothing rational.
With your work schedule?
No, this was like early on when I was younger. But I did do some cool stuff. Like, I did many marathons, triathlons, and that gave me confidence that I could do some stuff. But I was never happy during that period.
Yeah, okay.
Because once, it was always like, nothing ever satisfied me. I was never satisfied.
Yeah, that's hard.
But I didn't know what was going on. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I thought maybe I had mental problems or what. I didn't realize it was alcoholism.
Which is technically a mental problem.
Mm-hmm. What? I'm medically frail. Yes.
Medically frail.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. That's not the first time I've heard that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I looked at, okay, I guess. Yeah.
Like, is it enough to cut me a disability check?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Unfortunately.
I think some people have, though.
Yeah.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah.
Disability because of alcoholism. I've heard of it.
I'm
not going to do that, though. I don't want to.
Yeah,
Identifies
I think
that.
in the VA you can get some help with it just because it's veteran affairs. But as a regular, like never did the military scene, I don't think so. My husband's actually trying to get disability through the VA right now, but it's a really slow progress, especially with how long he's already been out and he waited to apply and everything.
Oh, okay.
I just think he didn't really have the resources or maybe even the motivation. Because, I mean, he came up here, it's a strange town, he doesn't know anybody, anything. It's been 5 years, so it's about time he starts learning. Which he's doing really good. You know, he's making his own friends and finding his own way here. But I'm hoping the VA can really help us out. A month without income it's going to kill us. It hasn't started hitting us yet, but like in the next couple of weeks, it's really going to start hitting us. The fact that he was out for a whole month and I've been out like.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had short-term disability, but that's only like $300 a week, and that's only for 6 weeks. So.
That's like the worst time, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna start hitting soon. So I hope he can at least get in the VA, and it'll come back around in the future. We're just trying not to stress about finances because
it doesn't help.
It doesn't help to stress about it. It's not gonna do anything but put more strain on our relationship and our mental. So really try not to stress about it. Bills are going to get paid eventually.
Yeah, that's the thing. I still owe financial amends, but it's a process.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just scary getting older, you know, and actually realizing that like a 30-year house loan is actually a 30-year house loan. And like we knew that whenever we put the house there, it's right next to my grandma's house, but I just have that like fear in the back of my head that like we're gonna lose this house that I put right next to my grandma. Like I do not want to lose. Like if I could lose everything else around me, but this house, this property, like I cannot lose that because that's my space.
I can almost feel a pain in my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I grew up there, and I know like sometimes you got to spread your wings and go and move to other places. But
it's okay to have roots.
Yeah, but that's where my roots are, and that's where I want them to be, at least until I don't feel tied here anymore, you know, but I do. I currently feel like I'm tied here. So, I don't know if I will ever not feel like I'm tied here, because, I don't know, that little yard is just the sweetest little thing. It's just...
If you love it, you love it.
Yeah, it's my happiest place. So, got my happiest memories in that yard, which is crazy. Yeah. So that's my only fear. Everything else I'm okay with losing, and not that we're even close to losing it, you know, it's just always something that I think about. It's my only fear. Well, and of course like losing my children, but yeah. So I want my kids to have a stable home. I don't want them to be bouncing around, moving from apartment to rental to RV to wherever, you know. I don't want that for them. I want them to have stability. I moved around a lot as a young kid, and I think that plays a lot in my mental issues today, on top of everything else that happened. But
well, when I moved here, I freaked out. I freak out every time I move. I don't know. It's just
just get anxious. Well, because whenever you go into a house, you're absorbing the energies that are there. Like I'm not huge, like, I don't know a whole lot about energies, but you definitely absorb them. Houses hold them, walls hold them, like, and it's crazy. Sometimes those energies are not good. Sometimes they're just overwhelming, and
yeah. Well, when I come in, I started just saying, God's in this house. Like, just, you know.
You got to.
Yeah.
Put your foot down.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's awesome that you did that.
Yeah.
Because being in a house, because this looks old. You know what I mean? There's probably been some not great things that happened
I bet
here.
you when I moved in, I could tell. And so I think that was part of it. And then just getting things cleaned up because it just wasn't clean.
Yeah.
And like in a number of ways, I guess is what I wanted to say.
You could feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. And that's why I'm really happy that, like, we did kind of do the home buying process that we did. We just bought a modular and had it placed brand new.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, my mind, it's always making up horror movie scenes. So if we were to live in a place like this, I don't know if I'd be able to sleep at night. So you're very, like, you coming in and just, God lives here. Like, God is here. Like,
it took me a minute though. People were worried about me because I was all emotional, but I get that way when I move. And now I'm just like accepting of it.
Yeah.
That maybe I'll freak out when I move. I don't want to move again because I hate moving, but
But you're here for the next year, right?
Yes, and hopefully for a while.
It seems really cozy in here.
It doesn't feel stable to move and move and move. Now, if there was some great yard and a great house or something, then I would consider it.
Right. Yeah. But right now, this is great. Yeah. So, like I said, I'll never get over the shapes of the rooms. All I see are squares nowadays, so this is just really nice to see the slants and house.
Yeah, it feels like a house.
Yeah, it does. So,
okay, do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
Thank you so much, Staci. I appreciate you. It's good to talk to you.
Yeah, we kind of rambled about a bunch of stuff.
That's okay.
Fun, It's fun. Look forward to maybe doing this again sometime.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll both be a little more comfortable or, like, prepared with conversation pieces.
I'm so bad. Politics is like, I can't do that, but I can do other topics.
Yeah, I'm good at voicing my opinion, but whenever it comes to, like, laws and all that stuff, not really.
I used to, when I was drinking, I would but email my senators. They needed to vote this way on this bill, and I hated this person and that, and I'm just like, I don't even need to go there.
Yeah, I'm so glad the election is over. I don't have to deal with the stress of this for a whole 4 more years. But I know it's going to be stressful up until January because everybody has their own feelings about everything, and, like, that's okay. You know what I mean? But there's nothing we can do about it.
Right.
There's nothing anyone can do about it.
When people start to talk to me or they give me their opinion, I'm like, I don't talk about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm out.
It's just best.
Yeah.
It's just best because some people, they really get into it, and they really feel like other people should really get into it, and more power to you. That was me 4 years ago. I was putting all my frustrations and anger out, like, on social media about all these all the evil in the government. But no matter what you do, there's evil in the government.
Right.
Like, there's nothing we can do about that. All we can do is just keep our heads up, ears open, just really try to be the light in this dark world, basically. So it's really all you can do.
I love it. I want to end there. All right. Thanks.